Hey guys, this is Mad Bane Mars 2000 with part 4 of the official return of the Monday Night Wars, and keeping in with WWE. I just mentioned the Shawn Michaels Undertaker in-ring segment was excellently done. They had a pointless 3-on-3 Divas tag match where Eve ends up getting the win for her team by making Maurice submit with an armbar submission. And this match, I don't even want to get into it. It's just a waste of my time. They ended up having another really good match, actually, where it was a handicap match between Legacy versus Randy Orton, and DiBiase ends up getting the win for Legacy after hitting Dream Street on Orton after he was distracted by Cody Rhodes. It was basically Orton was getting ready to punt DiBiase, and then Rhodes distracted him by grabbing his leg, and Randy Orton turned around and then got caught in Dream Street by DiBiase and pinned. And then after the match, Legacy put a beat down on Orton, so this officially ends, Randy Orton's association with Legacy now, like, for sure. And for me, this looks to me like the official start of Orton's face turn to it. It looks to me, anyway, like that's the case. So this match was pretty damn good. I actually really enjoyed it, and I actually don't mind seeing DiBiase get a win over Orton, even though he actually holds a few different pinfall victories over Orton by this point. But DiBiase, he's just a damn good wrestler, and he's a damn good second-generation wrestler, and I just can't wait to see where he eventually goes, because he's a damn good wrestler, and I just want to see him go very far in the WWE in the future. So anyway, so that's it for the association with Orton and Legacy, and this could be the official start of Orton's face turn, not really sure. But so the guest host of the night was, world-class illusionist Chris Angel, and I'm actually a huge fan of Angel's work because I love all that illusion stuff, and I'm into that stuff. But I don't know, the tricks that he was pulling off on Raw were just, they weren't like anything up to his caliber, really. He was just pulling off these very minor illusion. The one that he did do that was really good, though, I thought, was when he took a chain. He put the chain in his mouth and pretended to suck the chain through his mouth, and then he reached into his eye and just started pulling the chain out of his eye, and started slowly pulling the chain out of his eye while he was pretending to, suck the chain through his mouth and pull it out of his eye. That was actually a pretty damn good illusion. But the other ones that he did really weren't up to, they were nothing special. Like, he had William Regal write a number on a piece of paper, and he was able to guess the number, and it wasn't all that great. And then did another one where he had Santino Marella take a sushi knife, and basically Chris Angel had 4 paper cups laid out on a table, and he had turned away and had Santino take a very, very sharp sushi knife and stick it blade up into one of the cups, and then Chris Angel took the palm of his hand and started smashing the 3 cups that didn't have the knife in them, and he was able to actually guess which cup had the knife without actually slamming down on the one that had the blade up. And Santino's just got this worried look on his face the whole time, like, oh my god, I hope he doesn't cut himself. And I don't know, it wasn't all that great. So Chris Angel, it's not that he was really a bad guest host or anything, but he just didn't do anything spectacular that was up to his level of the illusions that he can pull off. And he even did a really stupid one where Jillian Hall was singing to him backstage, and then he snapped his finger and said, you can't sing anymore. And next thing you know, Jillian tried to sing and she had no voice anymore, and it was just ridiculous. It wasn't great at all, and nor was it believable. But so, and then they had the main event of the night was, it was basically Vince McMahon comes out and tells John Cena that he's not just going to face him, he's going to be in a tag team gauntlet match. So basically what this means is that Vince McMahon just called out a superstar to come out and aid him in helping to take out John Cena. So first superstar he calls out is Vladimir Kozlov, who hasn't been seen forever, and the last time Vladimir was seen was on ECW when he got just completely destroyed by Ezekiel. So he comes out, I'm like, oh yay, Vladimir Kozlov, yay, alright, he's back. Probably be getting released any day now, but yay, he's back, okay, whatever. So he comes in and he ends up hitting his finisher, the Iron Curtain, on Cena, and then Then Vince McMahon pretty much just extends his hand, tells Vladimir to tag him. Vladimir tags him, and then, Vince goes for the cover, and Cena kicks out, and then Vladimir just leaves. He just left the ring, and then Vince McMahon calls out for another superstar. Out comes Drew McIntyre. He puts a beat down on Cena, tags in Vince. Vince tries to pin him, and Cena's able to kick out. Next out is Jack Swagger. He comes out, puts a beat down on Cena. And then at one point, Cena actually got the upper hand on Jack Swagger, but Swagger got him down and tagged in Vince. Vince still couldn't pin Cena. Nick calls out the next superstar. Turns out to be Mark Henry, and Mark Henry comes out. And of course, because Mark Henry is a face, he's acted like as if he was very reluctant to help Vince McMahon, and he just didn't want to be involved at all. But Vince McMahon just kept telling him, you do as you're told, and so Mark Henry ends up hitting the world's strongest slam on Cena, and Vince still can't get the cover, and then he keeps ordering Mark Henry to beat down on Cena, but Mark Henry doesn't want to listen, and then all of a sudden Batista comes out. He takes out Mark Henry for not listening to Vince McMahon, and then the match basically ended with Batista hitting the Batista bomb on Cena. And then Vince McMahon got the cover and pinned Cena, so that ended the match there after the Batista bomb. And then Raw pretty much went off the air with Batista standing over, a fallen and laid out John Cena as the lights went out, and just the one spotlight shone on Batista, like how Batista has that entrance where all the lights go off, and then he just has the one spotlight shining on him. That's the way Raw went off the air. So, this match was okay, but nothing memorable or anything like that. It just wasn't anything spectacular. There was an in-ring segment during Raw with Triple H coming out and saying, well, I don't blame Sheamus for what he did. Somebody would have embarrassed me like I did Sheamus at the Elimination Chamber. I would have did the same thing. And then, before Triple H could really get anything more out than that, Sheamus's music hits, interrupts Triple H, and Sheamus comes out and then says that he made an example out of Triple H last week when he beat the hell out of him, like he's going to make an example out of him at WrestleMania if Triple H has the guts to accept his challenge. And then Triple H gets on the mic and pretty much says to Sheamus that he's had an incredible year this year. He put one man out of this business, ended a career, and became WWE Champion. But he then went on to say to Sheamus that all those accomplishments just aren't going to mean anything unless he makes a name for himself at WrestleMania. And then he goes on to tell Sheamus to think about what he's about to get into, because if he loses to him, this was Triple H talking to Sheamus, saying that if Sheamus loses to him at WrestleMania, then he'll become a nothing, he'll become a nobody, because he never established himself at WrestleMania. And pretty much just tells Sheamus, oh, if you want to do this, we'll do this, but you need to think about this. And then Sheamus ends up responding by attacking Triple H to get into a huge brawl, and in the end Triple H gets the upper hand on the brawl and spinebusters Sheamus, and then Sheamus goes out of the ring and just leaves, and that was pretty much the end of the segment there. So it was a pretty good segment leading up to the feud between Triple H and Sheamus, I think, and I'm just glad that Triple H might be fighting Sheamus, which I don't overly care to see, but at least it's not for a damn title. So at least Triple H isn't in the title picture at WrestleMania. That's the one thing, guys, that I'm very happy with, that at least Triple H is not in the title picture at WrestleMania, and that's the one thing that I'm really happy for. So anyway, guys, this will be it for part 4 of my video, and stay tuned to the last part 5, where I give my final verdict as to who I thought won this Monday Night War. So anyway, guys, stay tuned for part 4, I believe, or I think it's part 4 anyway, but no, it's actually part 5, I think. Yeah, it'll be part 5 of the official return of the Monday Night Wars. So sorry about that, guys. I just lost track of what part I was at here, but part 5 will be my official, where I give the official verdict of who I thought won this Monday Night War. So that's it, guys. I'm Madman Mars 2000.